Hey guys, this is Fury with Fury's Insanity signing in with another video, and today we are talking about LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. This isn't really a review, this is more just, goofing around, showing you guys some stuff, maybe if you guys are interested and, don't know if you want to buy it or not yet, maybe this will make your decision up for you. You can probably tell off the rip, this game is absolutely gorgeous. There's no debating that. They put a lot of work and effort into the visuals of this game. I think it's beautiful. The worlds are massive. I'll show a couple of them off. I'll probably go to Naboo. The character roster is huge. Me personally, I've only completed the prequel trilogy so far. That's what I'm most interested in. Me personally, I think the original trilogy story will be better. Remembering the complete saga back in the day, I thought that was the case. I definitely enjoy the characters from the prequels more. But the actual story, the missions were more fun to me for the original trilogy, so I'm excited to do that. I'll probably do like a little bit of a review for each trilogy and then maybe like a full one. But I just kind of wanted to goof around, show you guys some of the stuff, some of the visuals. I think this game is beautiful. It's absolutely huge. There's so much to do. I have the locators turned off right now just because it kind of fills up the screen, but in each area there's like 40 different bricks. They're no longer gold bricks, they're blue bricks, but there's a bunch of different bricks that you can find. You see, like right here is where I am. There's 28 secret bricks to find, and you can use those to upgrade stuff. You can visit, the Senate building and the Jedi Temple and all that. It's pretty freaking cool. One thing I'm sad about, there was a glitch where if you use the Mandalorian as a character, you would have Baby Grogu following you, and you could replace Baby Grogu with a character, and you could do that infinitely. I wanted to just show off all the different types of clones in the game, but sadly it looks like they fixed that, or maybe it was only available on PC, I'm not sure. I'm playing on Xbox right now. But that made me sad, so I could only show off 3 at a time. There are 2 other versions, the standard clone and the red clone. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Phase 1 has always been my favorite, but it's pretty cool just being able to walk around with my clone boys, you know what I'm saying, do what I need to do. I think this game is beautiful. I think it's very fun. One thing for me, as you guys will see, I'll probably do some live streams and I'll do some playthroughs of some of the missions. It's very, very easy. This is definitely a game that's made for everyone, and that's not a bad thing by any means. Usually it is, but for a LEGO game, I think it works perfectly. It is just a little weird that, the complete saga, in my opinion, it's a LEGO game, so it's not like tremendously hard, like Elden Ring or something like that. But it is more on the difficult side with a lot of the missions and stuff. Show off Kashyyyk as well. You could go to Kashyyyk Space, that's pretty as well. But I'm gonna just go to the planets for now. A lot of the puzzles are very, very easy. A lot of the missions are very, very easy. There's no difficulty settings, which is fine. That's not really a complaint of mine. It was just, it allows me to just kind of enjoy what I'm doing. At the same time, that's just something to kind of notice, like, don't expect a challenge from this game at all if you've played LEGO games in the past. It's very simple when it comes to the difficulty. I don't think I've died a single time other than to just falling off cliffs and stuff. But like I said, that's perfectly fine. That's not really a complaint. That's just something to point out for people that are thrill seekers. This is Kashyyyk, and just, wow. Just the fact that all of the maps have, all of the different worlds have somewhere you can walk around and you can solve puzzles and just, enjoy, just feel the Star Wars universe. Another thing I think is cool, oh, that doesn't break, is this dude. 2 of the characters have the similar weapons, but there are like 8 different blaster types in the game. Like, you can, like the Wookiees actually have the bowcasters, and you've got sniper rifles, you've got heavy blasters. Like the Mandalorian has the freaking sniper that he uses in the show. It's awesome. Character roster is huge. This shows you your progress. I haven't completed anything on the free roam for Kashyyyk yet, but you know, you've got your galaxy. I've unlocked about, yeah, I'd say, yeah, about a third of the planets, which is to be expected since I've only completed the first trilogy. And of course, a couple of the planets you'll be revisiting, like Tatooine, Coruscant, you'll probably be revisiting, which will be fun. You've got your character map. I wish there was just an overview of it, just so I could look at, you know, the 300 characters. But I get why they split it up. There's so many. I haven't got any of the scavengers yet. I think you had to buy those. You got 45 Jedi, 20 Dark Side. It splits it up pretty cool. And then, well, actually they do. I lied. I lied. They do have a... Let's see if it'll load. Yeah, it doesn't want to load right now. That's fine. You got your ships. There's 70 different ships you can collect. There's 5 different capital ships. A bunch of micro ships, which the micro ships are what you create with the mini kits. There's an upgrade system. Kind of basic stuff. Kind of like the little quirks you could get from the original Star Wars games. Little upgrades you could buy, but this is like an actual skill tree. And they do have a skill tree for each individual type of character. I looked through these, and I honestly really didn't find anything I found interesting at all, to be honest. Just not stuff that I'll actually use. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. They've got it, so, you know, it might be cool in the future, you know, when I'm doing free play. But this is pretty cool. It's pretty generic stuff, you know, stuff kids will understand. But being able to move faster is a big thing. The most important thing for me, a pro tip, just saying, is upgrading the attract studs, the magnet. Even just the first setting is really good, but especially when you're trying to get true Jedi and stuff for missions, you're trying to complete the tiers or whatever it's called for the missions and get the bricks for collecting enough coins. It's really, really good and helpful. The third upgrade is like ridiculous. Like you can see, let me see. Like, you collect them from all the way over there. So you gotta be within like 20 feet of them to collect them, which is great. Very, very useful. And just collecting in general, you know, if you want to blow up an area or something and just collect studs as you go, it's very, very useful. And it'll help you in the long run because you need a lot of credits to buy upgrades, to buy characters, to unlock areas, all kinds of stuff, man. So that'll be very useful in the future, I think. And yeah, so but do what you want to. You know, if you just want to go generic and grind, that's on you. But for me, I like to make my life a little bit easier. Let's go to Naboo. Like I said, I wanted to make this video earlier, but I also wanted to finish the first trilogy before I kind of gave my take on it or tried to do a review, kind of have, you know, I completed a third of the game missions-wise. Obviously, I didn't 100% all 3 of those yet. This is the first time I've actually went into free play. And something that I think is really cool was, honestly, I've spent several hours just completing the first trilogy. I want to say probably at least 6 or 7 hours minimum going through the missions, and I've probably spent, you know, 2 to 3 hours in the world. I spent a good amount of time on Mos Espa. Spent a good amount of time on Naboo when I first started, just unlocking stuff, which was really fun. You know, I haven't, you know, brought Darth Maul over here or whatever, so there's areas that I can't unlock without a scavenger, or you can't unlock without a Sith or a bounty hunter. So I still need to do that, but just overall, it's been very fun. Just walking around this city sometimes is very cool. It's very detailed, it's very beautiful, and honestly, Naboo in particular, there's a couple locations that kind of remind me of Battlefront 2, but Naboo in particular really reminds me of the aesthetic from Battlefront 2. Let's see if I can find it. When you're walking up to the capital, when you're walking through the archways and stuff, it's ridiculous how it makes you feel that way. I think I'm going the right way. But this is a beautiful game. There's so much detail. There's so many little mini figure people walking around, which is super cool. I will have minor nitpicks in here, and eventually when I make a full review, there will be things that I talk about what I do and don't like about the game. But overall, before any of that starts, I would love to say that I love this game. Honestly, it does have flaws, but I'd probably give it a solid 9 out of 10. It is across the board. It deserves love. I was really, really concerned when they had delayed it and they had said that they cut content out. But I completely understand. Like, now that I'm actually seeing this game, it makes sense why they had to delay it. There's so much here. There's so much love put into this game. And they deserve all the love and respect that we can give them, because this game deserves to succeed. I would love to see DLC in the future. That's something I'm going to get on. One thing that did make me sad and did concern me before this game released is that it was only the Skywalker Saga. They're not doing the Clone Wars. They had cut the content out for Solo, for Rogue One. They had made it seem like they were going to do stuff for Bad Batch. Maybe The Mandalorian. That would be so cool. I would love to see that in the future. If it doesn't come out, I'm not going to hate on them. I know how studios like them work. They probably are already working on the next project. But if they ever do, I will absolutely buy the DLC. This game is beautiful on its own. It is a wonderful game on its own. But I would like to see more. Just like, something for me that's a little confusing is Captain Rex isn't in the game. Just beloved characters, even though, if they're not going to do the Clone Wars stuff, I get it. They don't have time. But I would love to see more character packs, adding some of those beloved characters. Maybe some Legends characters, like Starkiller would be super cool. It'd be really cool if they added, like, Revan in the future when they remake The Old Republic. Just stuff like that. Nothing too crazy. Like I said, it's not a huge deal. This game is beautiful. It's wonderful. I love it. But that's just stuff that I would like to see in the future if they have time. Another thing I would like to touch on, something that I was fairly concerned about when this game was announced and the trailers started coming out, was the new gameplay styles. Honestly, I was kind of scared that aiming down sights and stuff was gonna be rough. That changing the lightsaber combat wasn't gonna be super good. I'll definitely say I love the lightsaber combat. Absolutely, I think it is tremendously well done. I think they did a great job, and I have very, very few complaints when it comes to that. The blaster combat, it's not really complaints that I have. It's just gonna take me some getting used to. I feel like the aiming's a little weird. Like, I'm not used to aiming in a Lego game. I'm used to it auto-targeting. But that's not necessarily a bad thing either, because, like, in a lot of the missions, when you're trying to collect all the gold and stuff, I'll end up shooting in a direction at an enemy, and then I'll end up shooting, like, a railway or something behind it, and then I won't be able to get to the studs in time when they fall. Or I'll end up shooting something I don't want to shoot yet, or I'm trying to shoot an enemy in general, and I end up shooting the freaking stuff behind them, instead of the enemy. So then you end up dying or whatever. It was frustrating before, so I completely understand why they made this change. I think it is definitely for the better, and it's just kind of nice for things that I was concerned about to not actually need concern. You know what I'm saying? God, just walking around, walking through the halls, this kind of reminds me of Battlefront 2 as well. Just walking through this and enjoying the view, seeing how beautiful everything is. I'd say probably my last complaint for today, at least, and it's not really a complaint, it's just something I was looking forward to. When I played the introduction to episode 1, you go to like a starship. You're meeting with Newt Gunray for the first time with Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan, and the whole ship is completely made out of bricks, Lego bricks. Absolutely loved it. blew my mind from the start. The mission was kind of cheesy, whatever, just kind of like a tutorial, whatever. But it was absolutely beautiful. And then you end up going to Naboo and meeting Jar Jar, and then, like, nothing is made out of Legos. Like, the aesthetic here is beautiful. Like, that door right there is made out of Legos. That's cool. But a lot of the stuff here isn't made out of Legos. You can see, like, in the walls and stuff, you could say, well, that's kind of like Legos. You can look at the floor and say, it kind of looks like tiles. Okay, that's fine. But, like, earlier, especially when we were in Theed, it didn't. A lot of the buildings and stuff, when you're in Mos Eisley, a lot of the buildings are just modeled buildings. And that's completely fine. That's not necessarily a huge downer or whatnot. It was just something that I kind of noticed where, you know, I'm building my own mock Mos Eisley build, which I'm hoping to show you guys before too long on the channel. And it's completely made out of Legos, obviously, because it has to be. But that's something that I really love, is, you know, from top to bottom being made out of Legos. And I know that's probably not realistic. If they were to make absolutely everything from top to bottom out of Legos and have that aesthetic, it would be crazy. Honestly, it might not be possible for the engine. It might not be possible to add that amount of detail and time to get the game out. I completely get it, but for me, it's like my dream game one day is that they can legitimately make a game that is nothing but Legos. But to each their own. That's just kind of like my end goal. It'll probably never happen, and if it doesn't, that's perfectly fine. But I would love to hear what you guys think. I would love to know if you guys have played this, if you're gonna play it, and what you would like to see personally. If there's any things that you wish they had done, if there's any things that you're really glad that they did that you didn't expect. I did not expect this game to be this good. I did not expect this game to be this fleshed out. And my opinions might change on a few of these subjects when I finish it. You know, I might have a better opinion, I might have a worse opinion, who knows. But without further ado, please let me know what you think. Please let me know if you're enjoying this game. One last thing, I do wish there was a dedicated multiplayer. I would love to get on here with 2 or 3 of my friends and just walk around, or hell, even a freaking chibi multiplayer. Imagine how cool that would be. Freaking Battlefront 2 doesn't have any support anymore. I guarantee you, if they added like an arena style Lego mode on here somehow, that people would be all over it. But probably never happen. If it did though, I would die out of excitement. But love you guys. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, if you hated it, please let me know. Please subscribe. And I hope to bring you more awesome Furies Insanity videos. Without further ado, I'll catch you in the next video.